Back here at Weld Central High School as both boys teams come off the court, and we'll be getting ready here for introductions here tonight. As we said, the Weld Central Rebels will come in here tonight in 5th place in the Colorado 7 League, so they will not be going any further other than just league games, and they will be playing here at home on Thursday, so they will end their season here at home against the Elizabeth Cardinals, who are 9-3.
Number 11, freshman Trey McBride.
So we're getting some starting lineups here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, and we will give those to you. The Fort Morgan starting lineup is brought to you by Cargill Beef. Cargill Beef is committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and continuously improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at www.cargill.com. And starting tonight for your Fort Morgan Mustangs is a 6'3" freshman Trey McBride, 5'10" junior Nate Gertner, a 6' sophomore Tate Kimball, 6'4" senior Joy Schneider, and a 6'2" senior Eric Kimball.
Number 3, sophomore DJ Kuka.
So we will get the starters here if we can.
Number 15, senior Tito Melendez.
The Weld Central Rebels. And they will be a 5'10" sophomore Brian Gutka, a 5'10" senior Tito Melendez, a 6' sophomore Reese Metler, a 6'5" senior in Dylan Galligan, and a 6'3" senior in Jacob Maniscalco. And Maniscalco for the Weld Central Rebels is their leading scorer. As we said, he averages 15.7 points, 314 so far on the year with 2 games left. We will see who jumps here for the Weld Central Rebels, as Trey McBride will jump for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. The opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Ingmeyer Phillips can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. So tip-off is controlled by your Fort Morgan Mustangs. As a 3 from the corner is up and good for Tate Kimball. So nice way to start the game off for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Kimball from the corner with 3. As the ball is taken away underneath and could not get the ball to go is Eric Kimball. But he will go to the line to shoot 2. And that foul is going to go against Gutka, his first. So Eric Kimball will shoot 2. And that is off the front of the rim and no good. Eric Kimball tonight starts this game out with 1,019 points. Need 22 points to tie, 23 points to take the lead as far as an all-time scorer for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, and misses both free throws into the hands of Metler, being guarded by Eric Kimball. Now over across court to Melendez. Now out to the top to Galligan. 3 is going to be up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. Into the corner to Joey Schneider. Joey Schneider cross court to Gertner. Now up top to cross court to Joey Schneider in the right corner. As a lot of skip passes here by the Mustangs as they get the ball out at the point to Tate Kimball out on the high right wing now. Now into the corner to Eric Kimball. Cross court to Gertner. Underneath. Now kick back out to Gertner. Back to Tate Kimball. Now to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball for a three. That is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Galligan. As he hands it off to Gutka. Being guarded by Nate Gertner. Man-to-man defense for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. As the Rebels look to set up their offense, they get it into the hands of Mettler. Now over on the far side, a three is going to be up, and that is going to be good for Maniscalco. 3-3 here with 6 minutes to go in the first period of play as the Mustangs pass the ball around. They get it up to Trey McBride. His shot is going to be blocked by Maniscalco and taken away by the Rebels. Down the left side and picked up his dribble as Mettler now gets it to Maniscalco. Now out to the front to Melendez. Another three is going to be up and good for Maniscalco. 6-3 Rebels with 5.5 to go here, first period of play. Eric Kimball out on the right side, now into Trey McBride. Now he's going to give it to Tate Kimball along the left baseline. And apparently stepped out of bounds. Tate Kimball did over on the left baseline. So the Rebels will inbounds as they get the ball into Melendez in the right corner. He gets the ball. Going to be double teamed in the backcourt. They get the ball up to Mettler, and they're going to call a travel on Mettler. So Fort Morgan to inbounds here in front of their own bench, down 6-3. As the Mustangs look to set up their offense here. Zone defense, by the Weld Central Rebels. Eric Kimball now to Nate Gertner underneath to Trey McBride. McBride's going to go up for the shot, and he is going to be fouled by Maniscalco. Be his first, team second. So that will send Trey McBride to the line to shoot two. His first free throw is up and bounces around and finally goes in for McBride. Took about 3 times to bounce around that, but it did go in. McBride on the from the free throw line shoots at 60%, and he does get the second one also. 2 points on the night for McBride. Full court pressure once again by the Mustangs. Tate Kimball, Eric Kimball. Going to be taken away. Now they're going to call a jump ball, and that possession arrow will go to Weld Central. It's kind of a late whistle. Eric Kimball had already taken the ball away and headed to the basket when they blew the whistle. So they get the ball into Melendez, being guarded by Gertner. Now there's going to be a foul called, I believe, on Eric Kimball, as he was caught for the reach. First team foul on the Mustangs. As Mettler looks to get the ball in, they do get it into Melendez. Drives it into the lane. Now he gives it up to Maniscalco. He goes all the way down the lane. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Joey Schneider. Now they're going to have the second foul will be called on Maniscalco. So that will be big if they can get him. He doesn't want to come out of the game. The coach is getting a sub in for him here, and that will be Alex Reese. He doesn't want to come out, but the coach knows if they want to be, that they're going to need him for later on in the game. Mustangs down 6-5. Brian Almanza is going to come check in at the next opportunity. The Gertner to Eric Kimball in the left corner. Cross court to Tate Kimball. Now underneath, but not a good pass as the ball is. I guess they're going to call a foul on McBride. His first, team second. So Joey Schneider comes out, Almanza comes in. As the Mustangs still with their full court press as they get the ball into Galligan. Galligan gets the ball up across half court. It's going to be taken away by the Mustangs between McBride and Almanza. Now into the corner, Tate Kimball off for a three, up and off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Melendez. And a 30-second timeout will be called by the Weld Central Rebels, so we will just keep it here. Mustangs down 6-5. Maniscalco with 2 threes for the Weld Central Rebels, and for the Mustangs, Tate Kimball with a 3, and Trey McBride hit 2 free throws from the free throw line. Some more of our sponsors here for Morgan Mustangs basketball. South Platte Sentinel. Get the most comprehensive news, sports, and opinion from the South Platte Sentinel. Visit their website at southplattesentinel.com. First National Bank in Fleming. Bank your financial needs with the Logan County home-owned bank since 1917. First National Bank in Fleming, member FDIC. As the Rebels look to get the ball in. What do they call a foul before the inbounds? Called a foul on Tate Kimball. As they now look to get the ball in. Now a offensive foul on Gutka, his second. So the Mustangs will get the ball. They will inbounds right baseline of their basket with 3:51 to go. They get it into Almanza. Now to Eric Kimball, left side. He's going to pop in for a deuce, but cannot get him. Weld Central runs it down into the corner as they get the ball into the hands of Metler. Metler to Melendez, back to Metler, now into the corner to Reese. His shot is going to be up the rim and no good. Rebounded by McBride. Tipped away, but he gets the ball back. He gets it to Almanza. Almanza all the way down the lane. It calling for the travel.
Nice job, Trey.
So Coach Unrein having a little discussion with the ref on the call. From here, it didn't look like he took more than 2 steps, but the ref saw otherwise. So Joey Schneider into the game for McBride. Now it's going to be taken away by Nate Gertner. No foul called as he goes down, but Gertner goes up for the bucket. Puts the Mustangs up 7-6. As the Rebels look to get their offense set up with Metler. Now over to Reese over on the right side, being guarded by Tate Kimball. Down to Melendez. His shot is going to be off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Nate Gertner. Mustangs get the ball down court quickly. Now to Eric Kimball. Picks up his dribble. Now to Tate. Underneath to Nate Gertner. Gertner's shot is up and good from the left side. 9-6 Mustangs. Now as Gutka slows the ball down, tries to set up the offense here for the Weld Central Rebels over on the right side to Reese, being guarded by Tate Kimball. Man-to-man defense here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Melendez now being guarded by Almanza. Now they're going to call a foul on Almanza, I believe, is who that is on. And that will be his fourth team foul on the Mustangs as Gertner comes out. Harris Huff into the game for the Mustangs with 2:06 to go. First period, the Mustangs up 9-6. As Maniscalco comes back in for the Rebels. Tipped out of bounds on the inbounds play by Joey Schneider. So the Weld Central will try it once more, right baseline of their basket. They do get the ball into Metler. Metler now being guarded by Tate Kimball. Should be a 5-second call. Tipped away by Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball now to Tate Kimball, right baseline. Off the knee and out of bounds off of Gutka. So the Mustangs to inbounds in the right corner. As they do get it into Schneider, now to Harris Huff. Now out to the center, now over to Tate Kimball, will jumper from the left side, up and no good. Rebounded by Galligan as he gets off to Maniscalco, 6'3" senior. He gets it off to Reese over on the left wing, being guarded by Huff. Harris Huff is a 5'11" senior. Little jumper from the lane is going to be up and no good. Tipped around and taken by Almanza as McBride gets ready to come into the game for the Mustangs. Layup is going to be up and no good and going to be run down in the corner by Tate Kimball. He gets it out to Eric Kimball. Now Harris Huff for a three from the right corner. That is up and off the rim and no good. But tipped out of bounds by Joey Snyder. McBride will come in for the Mustangs as Almanza comes out. Nice job by Brian Almanza. While he was in there, they get the ball into Maniscalco. Being guarded by Snyder. Under a minute to go here. Ball is going to be tipped out of bounds by Eric Kimball on the far sideline. With 50.1 seconds to go here, first period of play, 9-6. Mustangs lead. Gutka now being guarded by Tate Kimball, picks up his dribble. Ball is going to be tipped away from behind by Schneider, so it will belong to the Rebels over on the far sideline. As Metler gets it into Reese. Now back to Gutka out at the point. Gutka drives it down the right side. Kicks it out to Reese, now to Maniscalco for another three, and that is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Galligan. Taken away by Trey McBride. Layup kick is going to be out to Eric Kimball for the three. 12-6 here as the Mustangs down with their full court pressure. Down to 10 seconds here in this first period of play. As Reese brings it up against Huff. Maniscalco now drives it all the way down to the lane. That is going to be up and rolls out, but it's going to be tipped in at the buzzer by Maniscalco. So at the end of one, the Mustangs lead 12-8 on B106 and B106.com. Back here at Weld Central High School, the Claudia Nickel. This is Brian Nickel getting ready to start this second period of play. The first Fort Morgan basket of the game is brought to you by Morgan Federal Bank, a bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. When you need banking advice, stop by and see one of their loan officers Monday through Friday at 321 Ensign. Morgan Federal Bank, there is a difference. So the Mustangs with possession here to start off the second period of play, up 12-8. Tate Kimball, they get it into McBride. McBride's little jumper at the bucket is up and good for Trey. His first bucket of the night, but he does have 4 points. He tanked 2 free throws earlier in the game. Coach Unrein giving some direction here to the players as the Rebels get the ball into Maniscalco out on the high right wing, drives it down. His shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a foul on the shot. They're going to call that on McBride. That'll be his second. So Maniscalco will go to the line to shoot 2. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery. Your perfect combination. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and Saturday 7 until 4. Stop by and see them at 921 Edison Street in Brush today. Or if they're not open, they can go tomorrow. First one is no good by Maniscalco. Mustangs up 6, 14-8 with 7:30 to go here in the second period of play. That one also no good. Rebound, nice strong rebound by Trey McBride. He gets the ball into the hands of the senior Eric Kimball. Now to Gertner over on the left side, back to Kimball. Now to Tate Kimball. Cross court to Gertner. I'll try to get it. Now a nice break, nice job on the cut to the basket by Joey Schneider. 8-point lead now for the Mustangs. Nice steal here by Eric Kimball. His layup is going to be, he leaves it short. And rebounded by the Rebels. They take it all the way down court, and his shot is going to be up and good for Reese. Kimball just, I think, kind of rolled off his hand. No foul on the shot as Tate Kimball goes to the line, or goes to the bucket. As Melendez now, they're going to have a travel called on Melendez as Nate Gertner puts some pressure on out at midcourt. As we have if something's wet on the floor, or they looking for a towel here. Got somebody's gone. I think Maniscalco had gone down on that last layup attempt by Tate Kimball, and they're trying to dry things up on the floor. Buildings by Design has the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. So Tate Kimball off to Nate Gertner out on the right high wing. Mustangs up 16-10. Eric Kimball from the lane is up and good for the deuce. 5 points on the night for Kimball. Reese now being guarded, stolen by Eric Kimball. He's going to take it all the way up, and layup this time is good for Kimball. 4 points here in this second quarter. Now Reese up to Metler, to Melendez in the corner. Now over on the right side to Maniscalco, and that's all he shoots apparently is threes. He hit two first off. Eric Kimball blocks that pass out of bounds. So possession to the Rebels with 5:42 to go here. Mustangs up 20-10. Here in this second period of play as Maniscalco looks to get the ball in, does get it in, and now to Gutka. Now to Maniscalco over on the left side. He drives it down the left baseline. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded by McBride. He gets it into the hands of Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball hustles it down. Hands off to Joey Schneider, but that is knocked away, taken away by Gutka. Or Melendez, excuse me. They're going to have a foul on the back, and they say that is going to be against Joey Schneider, his first. As the Rebels look to inbounds far right side, they get it into Maniscalco. As they look for the give and go, Maniscalco is going to give it back to Galligan. Now they're going to call Galligan for the travel. And it looks like a 30-second timeout will be taken by the Mustangs, but we will keep it here. This Fort Morgan timeout is brought to you by Early Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Early Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Early Toyota East. So as we had mentioned earlier, Eric Kimball needs 22 points to tie, 23 points for the take over the lead for all-time scorer for the Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball team. He has 7 as we speak now. So the Mustangs will inbounds far side with Nate Gertner as he gets it set to bring it into Tate Kimball. With 5:13 to go, second period, the Mustangs up 20-10. And they're trying to get their offense set up here as the Weld Central has the zone defense once again. 2-1-2 type of zone defense. Tate Kimball all the way into the lane. Layup is up and good for Tate Kimball from the right side. 5 points on the night for Kimball. Mustangs now once again full court pressure. Ball is going to be tipped but taken. Apparently Trey McBride was on the end line as he tries to save it inbounds. Brian Almanza to come in for the Mustangs. And McBride will take a seat. With 4:41 to go here, second period, the Mustangs up 12, 22-10. They get the ball into Gutka. Cross court to Maniscalco, being guarded by Eric Kimball. Hand off to Mettler. Now in the lane, the shot is going to be up and good by Caleb Street. His first two of the night. Tate Kimball into the lane, off to Gertner, and tipped away from Gertner from behind by Street. Jesus Reyes comes in for Gertner. As the Mustangs up 10, 22-12. They get it to Reyes. Now to Kimball for a three from the right side. Off the rim and actually over the rim and no good, but out of bounds on the far side as Joey Snyder could not corral that ball.
You all right, Joe?
So Fort Morgan with their full court pressure once again as they look to get the ball in. They do to Gutka. They get the ball back into the hands of Mettler as he brings it up across half court, being guarded by Kimball. Now Gutka all the way to the bucket. They're going to kick it back out to Mettler. He drives it down the left side, picks up the dribble. Now out at the point to Melendez. Now from the right side, that shot is going to be up and no good. Now Street will be called for the foul against Eric Kimball. Five team fouls on the Rebels, 6 on Fort Morgan. 3:40 mark here, second period of play. The Mustangs up 10, 22-12. Now to Tate Kimball for a three from the right corner. That is in and out and into the hands of Mettler as they worked that play to try to get Tate open, and they did, but couldn't get it to fall. Maniscalco for a three, and that's off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Gutka. Melendez to Mettler. Mettler's shot is going to be up and bounce around and no good, but rebounded by Maniscalco. So 22-14, 2:57 to go here. Second period of play. Almanza in possession as the Rebels still with the zone defense. Shot is going to be up and no good by Kimball as Street rebounds that miss. 2:40 to go here. Mettler over on the right wing. Dribbles it to the right elbow. His shot is going to be up and good for Mettler. His first two of the night. So they've cut this down to a 6-point lead. Was 12. Tate Kimball to Almanza. Now to Kimball once again in that right corner to Almanza. Almanza fakes that three. Keeps the dribble alive out at the point. Now to Tate Kimball, drives it down the right side. Now they're going to call a blocking foul on Street. Will be his second. Only 16 fouls, so no shooting fouls yet. Austin Carl comes in for Snyder. Galligan comes in for Street as the Mustangs inbounds right baseline of their basket. Jesus Reyes out on the right side, and they're going to call him for the travel. .209 to go here, first half of play. The Mustangs up 22-16. Low scoring event here. As the ball is almost saved, but not quite, by Jesus Reyes on the baseline. Step out. One thing you really don't want to do is save the ball back in under the opponent's basket, because usually more times than not it ends up back in the hands of the offense and gives them an easy bucket. They get the ball into Mettler with 2 minutes to go here, first half of play. Gutka over on the right side, back to Mettler, to Melendez out at the point. Melendez keeps the ball alive. Now to Mettler over on the right wing. Gutka runs it down into the corner, hands off to Maniscalco. He kicks it out to Mettler for a three from the top, and that is up and good for Mettler. So the Mustangs have gone on a dry spell here. This game is down to a 3-point lead now, 22-19. As this zone defense is bothering this Fort Morgan Mustangs team. Like Harris Huff coming back in for the Mustangs. Jesus Reyes, Tate Kimball over on the left baseline. His little jumper is up and no good. Rebounded to Mettler. Now to Melendez Mettler for another three, and it looks good, and it is good for Mettler. So they have come all the way back and tied this up with just under a minute to go at 22. So they have gone on a 12-0 run. Has the Weld Central Rebels. Eric Kimball now to Almanza in the corner. They're going to call Almanza for the travel. Coach Unrein having a little chat with the referee, and I'm not just about that call there. Now Gutka Maniscalco over in the right corner with 30 seconds. He drives it all the way in. Now they're going to call a foul. And then we'll go on Harris Huff. So Maniscalco will go to the line to shoot two. .6 seconds to go. Maniscalco's free throw is up and good. So they have come back and taken the lead here at the end of the first half of play, 23-22. He gets ready for his second free throw, and that is off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball as he hustles it down now to Tate Kimball. His two from the right side is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Almanza. Almanza tries to go back up with it, but it's saved by Weld Central with 15 seconds to go. Weld Central up 23-22. They get the ball into the hands of Melendez. Now it's going to be taken by Tate Kimball. He's going to take it all the way down for the layup. Up and good at the buzzer. So Tate Kimball puts the Mustangs on top at halftime, 24-23 on B106 and B106.com. With Claudia Nickel, this is Brian Nickel back here at Weld Central High School, where the Fort Morgan boys are up 24-23. Weld Central has come back out onto the floor to warm up here for this second half of play. In the first contest that these two tangled in was back on January 23rd, Friday night. And also a low-scoring affair that night also, as the Mustangs won 48-29. So just something about these, when these two teams meet, that the scores are held down, and tonight is the same way. So hopefully the Mustangs can get their shooting touch back as they come back into this second half of play. We also want to give a shout out to our Fort Morgan wrestlers, as they ended up 5th in the regionals this past week. They took 9 to regionals, 6 going on to state. That would be Chris Schreiber at 160 pounds, Frank Rosales at 152, Jacob Fritzler at 170, Jesus Ibarra at heavyweight, Alex May at 195, and Toby McBride at 220 pounds. And they will start state wrestling on Thursday night. Their 4A will get started at 7 o'clock. So congratulations to the Fort Morgan Mustangs and to the 6 wrestlers that are going to be wrestling in state this week. So Fort Morgan Mustangs get ready to come back out here on the court to start this second half of play. It looks like Weld Central will have first possession, as Gertner, Tate Kimball, Eric Kimball Joey Snyder and Trey McBride will start this second half of play for your Fort Morgan Mustangs as Gutka brings the ball. It picks up his dribble. Now it's going to be off to Maniscalco, and he's going to try another three from the left side and just grazes the net. Rebounded by McBride. Tate Kimball to Eric Kimball over on the right side as the Weld Central comes back out in their zone defense once again. Eric Kimball, Joey Snyder from the free throw line is up and good for Joey Snyder. Nice way to start off this second half of play as the Mustangs now in their full court press. But they back off somewhat, now meet at mid-court. Eric Kimball and Metler now over into the left corner by Metler. Being double teamed over on the far side. Now they're going to get it to Galligan behind the back pass, but it's going to be taken away by Trey McBride, and then a foul will be called after the possession is taken. And that will go against Galligan, his first team foul here in the second half of play. And Street will come in for Galligan. Mustangs up 3, 26-23. Mustangs the inbounds far into the court as Kimball now brings it up across half court. Hands off to brother Eric. Gertner out on the left high wing. Now to Eric Kimball in the left corner. Drives it down the baseline all the way up and good. They're going to wave it off and they're going to call the charge foul on Eric Kimball. Be his second. We were kind of blocked out by some players. We're sitting right on court side behind the scorer's table, so it's hard to see just who got in the way of Eric Kimball that they called that foul on. Kimball with 2 fouls. McBride also with 2. Metler now to Street. Out on the left high wing, picks up his dribble, hands off to Metler. He goes right. His shot is going to be off the back rim and no good. Rebounded by Snyder. He gets it into the hands of McBride. Now to Eric Kimball. Eric Kimball now underneath to McBride. His shot is going to be blocked, taken away by Maniscalco as he gets it up to Gutka. Gutka off to Maniscalco, loses it, and Fort Morgan gets it up to Joey Snyder. Now cross court to Nate Gertner. Gertner back to Tate Kimball. Eric Kimball from the top for a 3 is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Nate Gertner. His shot no good. Rebounded by McBride, and they're going to call a jump. Should have been a foul called. They called a jump ball. So it will be a jump possession to the Fort Morgan Mustangs. If Eric Kimball looks to get it in, they get it into Schneider. His shot is up and good from the lane. So 4 points in this third quarter. 4-0 run here by the Mustangs to start this third period of play up 28-23. As Metler gets it off to Maniscalco out high. Now over to Street. Right elbow. Hands off to Melendez as he goes down the lane. This shot is going to be blocked out of bounds by McBride. So possession Rebels as Almanza comes in for McBride.
Good job, Trey.
5:01 to go here. Third period as Galligan gets it off to Metler. Now to Melendez out at the point. Being guarded by Almanza. Now to Galligan out on the right wing. Now to Metler as he's being double teamed and he goes into the lane. Kicks it out. Now they're going to call a foul. Going to call Gertner for the foul, his first. Team's second. So the Rebels do inbounds left baseline as they get it into Gutka.
Nice hands, Joey.
Joey knocks it out of bounds. They try to get it underneath to Galligan. 3.5 minutes gone here. The Mustangs have scored 4 points. Weld Central 0 here. As Mettler out at the high left wing dribbles it down, kicks it off to Galligan. As they just work the ball around here, do Melendez. Now to Maniscalco. Maniscalco in the lane. His jumper is going to be up and good for 2. So 13 points on the night for Maniscalco. Tate Kimball on the left side. Little jumper is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Maniscalco. As he keeps the dribble alive. 3-point lead here for the Mustangs. 28-25 with 4 minutes to go here, third period. As Maniscalco looks to get the ball out and does to Galligan, being guarded by Almanza. Picks up his dribble. Now they get it off to Maniscalco once again. Drives it down the baseline. Gutka but into the hands, but taken away by Schneider. Goes through the hands of Galligan. Now they get the ball up to Almanza. Almanza's layup is up and good from the left side. First bucket of the night for Almanza. 5-point lead, 30-25 with 3:30 to go here. Third period of play. Mettler across court to Gutka, over into the left corner to Maniscalco, and that is off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. Gives it up to Joey Schneider in the front court, now to Brian Almanza, but that pass is going to go awry and taken away by Galligan. Now is Gutka is double teamed out front, and a bad pass by Gutka goes out of bounds far side, so turnover to the Mustangs. Joey Schneider comes out with the 4 points here in this second half of play, has 6 on the night. As Trey McBride comes back into the game for the Mustangs. 3 minutes and counting here. Mustangs with the 5-point lead. Eric Kimball into the lane underneath to McBride. Up and good. Should have been a foul there, but nothing called as McBride goes up for the deuce. 6 points on the night for McBride. 7-point lead here now for the Mustangs. 32-25. As Gutka gets the ball to Melendez. Galligan gets it out to Mettler out high at the point, keeps the dribble alive. Now into the corner to Gutka. Gutka's shot is going to be up and no good. Rebounded and going to be out of bounds off of Galligan. So turnover to the Fort Morgan Mustangs. And a 30-second timeout is going to be taken by Weld Central, so we will just keep it here. So we hope you enjoy our broadcasts that we have brought you this year for Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball. It's been a joy to be able to bring them to you with the boys and girls teams both going on to state in about a week and a half. And as always, these games would not be possible to be broadcast if we did not have the sponsors that we do. So when you hear these ads on the radio, when you go in to visit these establishments, let them know that you appreciate their support for Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball. So Almanza gets it in to Tate Kimball in the back court. Up 7, 32-25. Now to Nate Gertner out on the high left wing. Now to Tate Kimball on the far right side. And that is up and no good. Rebounded by Maniscalco. He gets it off to Melendez. Picks up the dribble now over into the corner. Gutka picks up his dribble. Galligan now in the corner. Comes out to the left wing. Back to Melendez to Maniscalco. Now to Galligan in the lane. Ball is going to be into the corner to Mettler. Net is up and no good. And tipped around and taken by Melendez. Now to Galligan. Now cross court to Mettler. Gutka on the far side picks up his dribble. being guarded by Kimball. Now they get it off to Melendez with 1:19 to go. Mustangs up 32-25. Ball is going to be taken away by McBride now as they get it up to Kimball. Saved by Gertner underneath the Kimball. His layup is in and out, rebounded by McBride. He goes up with it, and no foul called, out of bounds off of Galligan. I don't know if these refs are teachers here at the building or farmers in the neighborhood or what they are, but 2 team fouls on the Mustangs, 1 so far on the Weld Central Rebels. Almanza all the way in. Oh, missed the shot though. Nice little layup there on the inbounds pass from Eric Kimball, but missed the shot down under a minute to go. Cross court is going to be taken away by Brian Almanza. He drives it all the way down. This time the layup is up and goes in for Almanza. So 4 points on the night for Almanza. Back up to a 9-point lead here for the Mustangs as Mettler loses the ball and then taken away. Now there's going to be called on Maniscalco. And that will be 3 on Maniscalco. On the push after Trey McBride had got the ball away. So 3.4 seconds to go. Mustangs up 34-25. Mettler out and Reese in for the Weld Central Rebels. Now with the clock running at 28 seconds. Almanza out on the left high wing. Almanza into the lane now to McBride. His little layup from the left side is going to be up and good by McBride. Nice offensive passing there by the Mustangs. Up 11 now, 36-25. Melendez into the lane. It should have been a travel, not called. Now Gutka into the lane. His layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded, tipped around by Galligan, and his shot is going to be up and good, and they're going to call a foul right at the buzzer. So that'll be Galligan's first. And I believe that is going to be on McBride, I think. They're going to call that on McBride. That will be hit 3 on McBride. So they're calling him back out on the floor for some reason, I guess, because there's no time on the clock. I'm not sure why the players have to be off the bench. But he can be, I know he's shooting free throws, but he should have to, that bounces around and out. For Galligan. So here at the end of the third period, the Fort Morgan Mustangs up 9, 36-27 on B106 and B106.com. 8 minutes left here in this contest here at Weld Central High School as Eric Kimball has come out of the game. They were taping up his right thumb. I don't know if he must have been bleeding. They weren't taping it like a splint. They were taping it like it had got cut. So he has run into the locker room for the minute. And I don't know, they have a wet spot out on the floor. They need to dry up here as the game is delayed here momentarily. The Mustangs outscore Weld Central 12-4 in that third period. So another low-scoring affair here at Weld Central. As we said, this first, as the first game went to the Mustangs 48-29. I don't know why they've gotten there calling the teams back off the floor. I don't know if it's condensation. I'm not sure just what. Oh, I know what it was. It was Eric Kimball's thumb that I think was bleeding, and they're trying to get it wiped up off the floor. But he is back now. He must have either broken a nail or somehow, but they're out checking the floor now, trying to get it cleaned up. Some more of our sponsors here. First National Bank in Fleming. Bank your financial needs with a Logan County home-owned bank since 1917. First National Bank in Fleming, FDIC. Smart Parts, your family's safety is their main concern, so let the trained professionals take care of you when you need a windshield repaired. Pete's Farmers Cooperative have been in business since 1915, and they still are the small town company that cares about each of their individual customers. Trinidad Benham, you have the option of selling your beans on the spot or storing product in their facilities for future transactions. Just give them a call at 970-522-3595. Coach is having a light moment here at the scorer's table. Couldn't tell just exactly what they were discussing, but inbounded on the far side for Weld Central as they get the ball back to Reese. Get it to Gutka now as they get it to Melendez. Melendez down the right side to Maniscalco.
Nice job, Joey.
And apparently forced him out of bounds. Oh, we'll have a I don't know what that was. Apparently there wasn't a foul called, so it must have forced him out of bounds along that baseline. So turnover here by the Weld Central Rebels to start off this fourth period. Nate Gertner cross court to Tate Kimball. But Kimball comes down out of bounds. So Mettler comes into the game for Reese. As Eric Kimball will come in at the next opportunity here. Mettler with the ball out on the high left wing. Mustangs with their man-to-man defense. Shot is going to be up and no good by Mettler, but the rebound is up and good from the far side by Galligan. 4 points on the night for Galligan. Almanza over on the far right side being guarded by Melendez. He drives it in, now gets it underneath to Tate Kimball. Nice job there by Almanza to find Kimball open underneath. First bucket of the second half for Tate Kimball. Ball is going to be taken away finally by Trey McBride as nice defense out front caused that turnover. And Almanza almost got Joey Schneider open underneath, but tipped out of bounds by the Rebels. As Fort Morgan will call a 30-second timeout, but we will keep it here. Mustangs up by 9, 38-29 with 6:46 to go here in the second to last game of the season. The Fort Morgan boys will finish out the season this Thursday, and that will be a 7:15 tip at Englewood. The girls will be at home on Thursday night against the Englewood Lady Pirates. So Fort Morgan's basketball under their basket as they get the ball in. Now they're going to call something on the far side. Could not see what they called for sure. But it was a turnover by the Mustangs. Weld Central with the ball, 38-29 for the Mustangs. Now they're going to have a reach call, and I believe that will go on Tate Kimball. That will be his second. 6:30 to go here in this. Weld Central in possession with just under 6.5 to go here in the fourth period. They're going to get the ball down to Maniscalco, now to Reese out on the high right wing. Maniscalco kicks it out and over across to Melendez. Melendez, as the Mustangs with their trapping defense Maniscalco back to Melendez. Melendez is going to try a three, and that's off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Schneider. So he gets it up to Tate Kimball. Tate Kimball with a shot, but it is no good. But he is fouled on the shot, and that will go against Mettler, his first. So Tate Kimball will go to the line to shoot 2. Weld Central's going to call a timeout, so we'll take one with him. Mustangs up 38-29 on B106 and B106.com. With Claudia Nickel, this is Brian Nickel with 5:55 to go here in this contest. The Mustangs up 38-29. Tate Kimball at the line to shoot 2. This will be his first trip tonight from the free throw line, and that one is up and good. Second free throw off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Galligan as he gets it out to Mettler. So a 10-point lead here for the Mustangs with 5:45 to go. And through the hands of Melendez and out of bounds on the far side. So a turnover by Weld Central. Fort Morgan, see if we can take advantage of some of these turnovers. Gets this point spread a little bit bigger here as we close out this game. Eric Kimball out high on the left side, drives it into the lane now underneath to McBride. Kicks it out to Kimball from the top, and that three is up and no good. Rebounded underneath by Galligan. Mettler now with the ball as he gets it. I didn't know you could pass the ball to yourself, but I guess you can. Galligan's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by McBride. And that is going to be run down, but saved to the Rebels. Not a good pass by McBride. So you get the ball into the hands of Reese. Maniscalco now on the left side with a spin move all the way down. Layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Galligan. And Galligan's shot is going to be no good, but I believe they're going to get McBride for his fourth.
Your card's like 4 foot away from that call.
So Galligan will go to the line to shoot 2. Brian Almanza will come in after this first free throw. Galligan with 4 points on the night so far. He had one opportunity and missed that one. That one is also off the front of the rim and no good. So McBride will come out. Almanza in at the 4:52 mark in the fourth period. This game was 36-27 at halftime, or at the end of the third period. 3 points by each team now as Galligan makes that free throw. Fort Morgan hustles the ball up court as they get the ball into the hands of Eric Kimball with 4:44 to go here. See if Fort Morgan just going to bring this out. If they're going to make them go to a man-to-man defense, which they have. Now Tate Kimball gets his pocket picked over in the corner as they get it to Melendez. Reese with it out high at the point being guarded by Almanza. Picks up his dribble now to Galligan over on the right side. Now to Maniscalco. His layup is going to be up and good from the right side. Full court pressure here by the Weld Central as the ball is run down by Tate Kimball. Bounce pass underneath to Eric Kimball. That is up and good for 2. First bucket of the second half for Eric Kimball. Back up to a 9-point lead for the Mustangs with just under 4 minutes to go here. Melendez drives into the lane. His layup is going to be up and no good. Rebound is going to be taken by Joey Snyder as they get the ball down to Brian Almanza. Brian Almanza, layup from the left side is up and no good. Eric Kimball with the rebound. His shot is good from... So back-to-back bucket here by Eric Kimball. Makes this now an 11-point lead. As Mettler pass is going to be kicked by Joey Snyder. So Gutka comes in for Reese for Weld Central. As Weld Central will inbounds baseline. Maniscalco to get it to Galligan. Tipped away, but picked up by Gutka out on the left high wing. Now Gutka picks up his dribble, being guarded by Gertner. Gets it off to Melendez. Melendez drives it all the way in. His shot is up and rolls in. For Melendez. And then on that, I didn't see what happened there on that inbounds play. For Morgan to get the ball in, they do get it into Almanza as the full court press is Tate Kimball all the way down, and they're going to give him the bucket and the blocking foul on Gutka. So Tate Kimball drives it all the way down the lane, up and good for the bucket, and he will get a free throw finally out of this one. Now they've just called a technical foul on Maniscalco, 44 White. I believe that is also a personal foul, so that will be 4 on him. So I don't know, Maniscalco is denying that he said anything. I don't know what I'm not sure what was said. The ref is going to come over, I believe, and talk to the head coach. But Tate Kimball will shoot the and one for his free throw, or after his layup, excuse me. And that is going to be up and good for Tate Kimball. So now Eric Kimball will go to the line to shoot 2, I believe, for the technical foul. And that first one is up and off the back of the rim and no good. Should just left Tate at the line. So Eric Kimball will shoot a second. See if we can get this to an 11-point lead with 2:57 to go. And that one is off the right side of the rim and no good. But Fort Morgan with possession on the far side. Up 10 as Nate Gertner will bring the ball in. As he will try to get it in. He gets it into Eric Kimball in the back court. As Coach Unrein tells him what he wants to get done here. Comes over on the right wing. Now underneath to Nate Gertner. Nate Gertner gets his own shot back, but he is fouled. Should have been a foul on the first shot. They're going to call a foul on that second shot after the rebound. And that will go on Sampson, his first. I guess that was 45, excuse me. That is Street. So a 30-second timeout has been called by it's going to be a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. 46-34 Fort Morgan on B106 and B106.com. 2:43 to go here in the fourth period. The Mustangs up 12, 46-35 as Nate Gertner with his second free throw is long off the rim and no good. A rebound by Eric Kimball, but fouled after he gets the rebound, and that is on Melendez, his first. So Eric Kimball will go back to the line where he missed the 2 technical free throws. Now we'll see if he can. Well, it's only a 1-and-1. I'm sorry, not 2. That one is up and good. Only 5 team fouls on Fort Morgan, 7 on Weld Central. And that one is also up and good. Fort Morgan with the full court press again as they get the ball into Mettler. Mettler loses control, but Melendez comes away with it. Now Melendez over on the left side picks up his dribble, being guarded by Almanza, gets it into the hands of Street. Tipped down court by Eric Kimball. Picked up by Tate Kimball. His pass is going to be tipped, taken by Gutka. His layup is up and no good, rebounded by Galligan. Now Street is going to have his shot blocked. But they are going to call a foul, I believe, on Kimball, Eric Kimball. Be 3 on Kimball, so that will send Street to the line to shoot 2. 2 points on the night for Street so far. That free throw is in and out. So he will shoot free throw number 2 here as the Fort Morgan Mustangs are up by 14. Rebound. That free throw was no good, but rebounded to Galligan. Puts the bucket up and in. As the Mustangs now with the offense here. Nate Gertner trapped in that corner. Gets it out to Eric Kimball out on the left high side. Now back to Joey Schneider. Joey Schneider is going in. Was going to go in from the left side, but it was tipped away from behind by Galligan. He had a stuff all lined up there, and Galligan messed it up from behind. So Nate Gertner looks to get the ball in left baseline for the Mustangs. To get the ball into Eric Kimball. Tate Kimball out high at the point. Now over to Almanza on the right wing. Eric Kimball now underneath to Almanza. Nice look for Eric Kimball to find Almanza open underneath. Jesus Reyes ready to come in for at the next possible possible moment. Underneath to Galligan. Little reverse layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Eric Kimball. And a foul is going to be called on Galligan after the rebound. So Harris Huff and Jesus Reyes come in for the Mustangs. And Harris Huff apparently is coming in for Eric Kimball. Tate Kimball comes out for Jesus Reyes comes into the game for Tate Kimball with 1:20 to go. Mustangs up 50-36. Eric Kimball free throw is up and good. .14 points on the night for Kimball. Next free throw is off the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Melendez. Being double teamed in the back court. Now they get it up to Gutka. He drives it down the right side. His little spin move is up and no good. Gets his own rebound. Up and good for Gutka. His first bucket of the night. As he gets the ball down court to Eric Kimball. Now to Almanza out on the high right side. Under a minute to go here. 51-38. Mustangs will come away with this victory tonight. As Nate Gertner is going to be fouled down in the corner. And that will be Gutka with his 4th. So Eric Kimball comes out of the game for Harris Huff. Comes in, for Eric Kimball. Nate Gertner will go to the line for the 1-and-1. And that first one is up and good for Gertner. 5 points on the night for Gertner. Next free throw in and out, rebounded by Galligan. Mustangs will improve to 11-2 in league play, 16-6 overall. They're going to call the foul on Gertner, his 2nd. And that will send Gutka to the line for the 1-and-1. Now we have some kids that have come into the game for the Mustangs. Grayson Garver is one. See if we can get the names of the other ones. That first free throw is up and good by Gutka. So he will get a 2nd. I believe Connor Shaver also into the game. Trevor Shirtliff, I'm not sure, was into the game. That free throw was good by Gutka. 4 points on the night for Gutka, down at 35 seconds as Garver tries to get the ball up court. Should have been over and back, but they didn't call it. Now Melendez Street all the way down. His shot is going to be blocked from behind by Huff as they get the ball down. Layup is going to be up and good by Shirtliff, I believe is who that is. As we wind this down with 7 seconds to go, Galligan with the putback for the deuce as Fort Morgan gets the ball in, but this game will come to an end with a 12-point victory for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. We will be back with the post-game show after this break on B106 and B106.com. This Fort Morgan Mustangs post-game show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at www.morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, here to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. So a victory here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, as that will move them up to 11-2 in league play, 16-6 overall. The scoring tonight for the Weld Central Rebels, Maniscalco, leads the way with 15, Galligan with 9, Metler with 8, Gutka with 4, Melendez, Reese, and Street each with 2. For the Fort Morgan Mustangs, leading scorer is Eric Kimball with 14, followed by Tate Kimball with 13. Trey McBride, with 8. Almanza and Schneider each with 6. Nate Gertner with 5. And we found out that Leighton Deal got the layup there at the end of the game for his 2 points for the varsity tonight. A freshman playing got a chance to suit up tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. The Weld Central Rebels were 4 of 11 from the free throw line tonight. The Mustangs were 8 of 15. Turnovers tonight, the Mustangs ended up with 15. Weld Central with 17. The Mustangs were out-rebounded 26-24 in this contest tonight, as the Fort Morgan Mustangs do come away victorious. The girls did lose 54-45. The boys did come away with a win tonight, 54-42. Our next broadcast will be this Thursday, as the Fort Morgan boys will travel to Englewood for the last regular season game, and then wait till Sunday evening to find out where they will be placed for the state tournament. So I think we're going to go ahead and close this broadcast out as the Mustangs win this one 54-42. The sound engineer and producer of Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball tonight has been Michaela Clipper. For Claudia Nickel, I'm Brian Nickel. Once again, the final scores tonight: the girls are defeated 54-45 in a tough loss there for the girls. The boys win 54-42. You've been listening to Fort Morgan Mustangs basketball on B106 and B106.com.